Church, One Child. I am a former foster youth who brought my passion here into this position. I absolutely love what I do. I am very honored to be here today on behalf of One Church, One Child. With my foster care experience, kind of shuffled through a lot of homes and a lot of different social workers, and just the life of foster care itself gave me a perspective on kind of how foster care should be and how it was for myself. And I saw this position here with One Church, One Child as a way to give back to my experience of what foster care did right for me with my foster parents who ended up adopting me, to being able to go to DC and represent Idaho nationally and an internship there. So I feel like this is my way of giving back and leading my life in a way that really shows that I care about what our future holds for our foster care system. And I think One Church, One Child is the future. I think that it's a very exciting initiative that started about 2 years ago here in Idaho that is progressing and growing, and our churches have been so welcoming and really been able to become such a huge part in helping us be successful to help you guys as department workers work with our children and work with our parents to build a better community. So first off, I just wanted to start with letting you know a little bit about One Church, One Child. It started with Father George Clemens in the late 1980s. He really saw a huge need for African American youth in foster care who needed homes, who needed to be adopted through the foster care system. And he himself was like, I'm not standing for this. This is not acceptable. And so what he did is he actually himself, as a parish, adopted his own child from the foster care system, and his church saw that example and brought in over 100 other African American youth from foster care and adopted them within the church to help with the need of foster youth who needed to be adopted. With that example, it's really amazing to say that there's been over 35 states that have signed on and brought this initiative from the model of Father George Clemens. And, that just nurses at me. With the 35 states, we have adopted over 140,000 children out of the foster care system with this One Church, One Child program throughout the nation. Here in Idaho, we were able to start about 2 years ago this initiative with Rob Luce, who just had this huge passion for building our community and building our community so that everybody can grow and everybody has that opportunity. Now, One Church, One Child looks a little different with each region of Idaho. There's 7 regions, but we all have the same mission, which is to provide a safe, caring home and community for all children in the child welfare system through partnering with faith-based organizations and churches to recruit families to foster, adopt, and or support the members in the children in our foster care system. So over the last 2 years, since this has started, we've had over 28 churches here in Region 4 partner with One Church, One Child and be able to build a program that has helped hundreds of children within not only Region 4, but just throughout the entire states. Through One Church, One Child, we've had churches partner that do things as donations. So they donate diapers, beds, they do gift card drives. I know a church just recently took all 60 names from the newspaper and added them to their Christmas wish list in their church to be able to help 60 families in need this winter. And this is just a few examples of the things that have been going on throughout regions all over statewide for our holidays. Last month was November Adoption Month, and it was really an incredible experience for not only myself as the One Church, One Child representative, but our licensing workers who came with me and represented the department. And we went to different churches. We went to 3 different churches. We were able to sit in during services and set up a booth and inform and educate people about foster care, what it's like to be a foster child, a foster parent, a foster adoptive parent, and then also just a worker in the department. There's no better knowledge than the knowledge that you all provide working in the community as you are just every day with your positions. And so it was amazing to be able to express those needs and express the passion that you and I myself have in our jobs in a different setting, that people were able to listen and understand and just get educated about what it's really like to be in a community where there's such a high amount of needs. And with that, we were able to get people, we had over 25 people who asked, like, how do I get involved as a foster adoptive parent? And that's such a huge number of people for only going to 3 churches. People were so excited about what we were able to do that I got excited, and I was like, I hope that all of our social workers and our department workers shares this passion so that we can spread the word in the education and do this all over our churches any time of the year. So then our churches have also been able to do things like monthly support groups where our churches follow their faith and be able to support the families that are within their congregation or their churches and help them, like, in the process of foster and adoption, help them understand what it's like to go through some of these things. I know there's, foster parents who just are getting into bringing in foster children, and there's foster parents who've been doing it for years. And the church has been really amazing with providing that support and linking them together so that there can be mentors and partners with each other to help grow and build on the experiences and these experiences through their faith and help them build their faith as they build these children up in their home. And that's been just a really amazing experience as well. We've also had events like foster parent night outs where we have Foothills Church who hosts on the 3rd Friday of every month. They bring in all of the foster children and adoptive children for our foster families and allow the parents 3 hours of just do what you need to do. Most of them go shopping. Some of them do get the date night. But they just get that opportunity to bring the children to a safe environment where they get fed and they have fun and they have people that embrace them and embrace the past and embrace the future and help these kids grow as these parents get a break and get to do certain things that they wouldn't be able to necessarily. So it's just been incredible to have these churches as our partners, and we would love to keep growing, and we'd love to encourage our churches to have this participation. I'd like to introduce you to Heidi. She is from...
Amber.
What?
It's Amber.
I'm actually Heidi's replacement.
Oh, that's what I meant to say. Amber, Heidi's replacement from the Vineyard, is here, and she just wants to talk to you a little bit about her experience with One Church, One Child, and how it's been able to, how they've been able to partnership with One Church, One Child, and just the things that we've been able to grow. And I'm just really excited to introduce you to Amber.
My name's Amber. Thank you. Heidi called me last night and she wasn't actually able to come today, so I am her replacement. This is Caleb, my youngest. Our group, we've been meeting not quite 2 years, so just probably a year and a half. Heidi and I kind of started the monthly meetings, and we're not a huge group yet, but we have a really committed group of people, which has been great. Made up of families like mine that are families through both birth and adoption that maybe aren't able to foster right now, but really have a heart for that and for supporting that. We have foster families in our group, some former foster families. So it's a pretty diverse group. We meet once a month, and in those meetings we just see if there's any needs that Samantha has emailed to us. If there's things we can pull together for the foster families in our church. We've done a lot of clothes, stuff like that. We, last summer, I guess just this past summer, worked with Heather, who was here before Samantha, and we were able to get some corporate, and our church also stepped in and funded the Boise Hawks tickets for the foster families. And that was really cool to be able to do that. We've done, as I said, when we know that there are needs, such as a family needs bikes or they need bunk beds, we just put the word out and see what we can come up with. We also have been trying to bring treats here to Health and Welfare once a month, at least once a month. That one, yes, I bet, because we really believe you guys you are like just so crucial and so underappreciated. that we pray for the social workers specifically at our meetings, and we just want to bless you guys and let you know that you are part of what we want to support. We're also working, I know my family this year, with my 4 kids, we always do something like, we've done World Vision gifts in the past, but this year we are working with Anna Morissette with Impact Scholars, and those are BSU students that have aged out of foster care, and she has, I think, 10 right now. So that's what we're doing. We are getting gifts together for them this year. So hopefully some other families in our group will do that also. And we had a meeting last month, and for the National Adoption Month, had a meeting, and we had, I think, 4 or 5 families that were interested in different levels, whether it was respite or foster to adopt, that came to our meeting, and we had representatives, and just great for them to be able to have their questions answered by somebody from the department. I think that's a really crucial step for a family that's thinking about it, to be able to go ahead and start the process. So thanks for letting me come and talk to you, and we're just very much appreciative of what you guys do.
Thank you so much, Amber. Our next speaker is Michelle Batten from their Pursuit. She has been doing so many things. She gives up doesn't give up, but she allows us to meet at her church when we do our monthly partnership meetings. The last, I think, is it 2 or 1? The last one was at, I know the last one for sure, was at her church, and it was really great to be able to network and get each other together and be able to hopefully grow our program with the more partners that we get in and the more department workers that we get excited to come to these meetings and encourage that participation. And Michelle's been really wonderful with helping support that and helping support this program. So for further ado, Michelle.
I'm excited just to stand here because I can be unapologetic about my faith and how it ties into helping the youth. I'm excited about that for foster youth. So, and I know it's easy in the midst of what you guys do to lose sight of the work that's going on, so that also excites me. So the Pursuit has, about the same time actually as the Vineyard, several churches felt very moved to start ministries for foster and adopted youth. I know Calvary, Vineyard, the Pursuit, all within the same month, really felt on our hearts that we needed to do this. And it was interesting to come together and hear our stories because they were very similar and different backgrounds, but similar in how we were moved to do that. So it's fun to be here and see what the Vineyard's doing. The Pursuit, I'm kind of going to just give over the last few years of what we've done with you guys. Our ministry is to foster and adopted, so a lot of what we do is to the whole gamut, not just into international adoption. So I'm including that in here too. But a couple years ago, or a year and a half ago, we introduced a WRAP program, which was wrapping around foster and adoptive families. And each of those letters said something. The W was a welcome home piece and welcoming children to their new homes. And part of that, and was the pre-part, and for families, we have a website for the Pursuit, which is Give 27. And the idea is if you could just give $27, you'd be helping a family adopt. And right now we have 3 families fundraising to adopt internationally. And they're doing that through our website. So that's a piece of that, welcoming them home, is helping families to be able to carry the financial load. Because we really have this idea that we're all called to minister to the orphans and widows, and if that's the case, then step up in whatever way you can. Whether if you can't have a child in your family, you need to be coming around with them. So, the R in WRAP is respite, that we're trying to train people to give a break, either to the adoptive parent or to the foster parent. And that looks different in all the different homes. The A is for acts of service, and whether that be lawn mowing or, what do I have down here? Lawn mowing, shopping, baking, helping with the support group. We have just seen, so when life gets in this crisis mode of helping a child in need and helping a kid from a hard place, it is hard to get that stuff done. It is hard to get the basic living done. And we want to get a group around that can come in and help families do that. And the P is for prayer, because it's really the foundation of our ministry. So we introduced that about September, or I guess it was working